love you forever.
Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Wherever you are listening from, I send you an abundance of love and light. And today we're back again with another one of our Learning to Love Again series. This is your girl, Geraldine Amanda, your mindset coach and life success strategist. And before we jump into it, I just want to remind you that our vision is to see you living and loving wholeheartedly and purposefully while receiving true and purposeful love. And yes, I want to let you know that love exists. Yes, true love exists. And there are people, yes, there are people out here who truly want to love you and be loved. And people who are ready and willing to put in the work to build a healthy, loving, growing, and sustainable relationship. And I gotta tell you, yes, love is sweet, baby. Love is sweet. And so this week, in our Learning to Love Again series, we are talking about learning to let go. As I said, this is absolutely important. Learning to let go of relationships that don't serve you is such an important part of learning to love again. When we're able to let go what is not ours, we're able to make space for the things that are truly ours. And so you have to be willing to let go so you can make space for what it is that you truly desire. So let's get into how to let go and to make your cut-off game strong. Yes, we have to learn to let go, and it has to happen. Trust me. Everyone does not belong in your life. Just let me say that again. Everybody that you've come across, the persons that you've met, not every one of them belong in your life. And I know that some of you are the real MVPs when it comes to cutting people off. You can do it in a heartbeat. And then there's the rest of us, like me, like myself, who we often struggle with cutting people off. And it's not anything to be ashamed of. Okay, so you're struggling with cutting people off. No worries. It just means that you have to be more intentional about cutting them off, about letting them go. You have to be intentional, and that takes courage and consistency. And I have to be straight up. Letting go will hurt. After all, it's someone that you loved and you cared for. But I just want to encourage you. Don't let not wanting to feel that hurt and that pain keep you attached to a relationship that is not serving you, whether that's family relationship, whether that's friendship or love relationship, especially love relationship. Don't let the pain and the hurt of letting go keep you from letting go of those people who don't belong in your life. I'll just be straight up with you. Let the pain come. Sit with the pain. Let it teach you, and then let it go. It's a part of the process. So let's jump right into it. Number one, address the issue. So it's important for you in making your cutoff game strong, in learning to let go of people, to address the issue of why you are cutting that person off. Yes, it's important. It's very important to address the issue for several reasons. Let's start with number one. You discuss the issue that you want to cut them off about. And it may be something that you'll be able to resolve. And you may find that, you know what? This person really belongs here. It was just a misconception. And you're able to come to an amicable solution. And number two, it gets rid of those doubts. So when you address the issue, you're able to get rid of those doubts and those questions that you might have lingering in your mind about, what if I didn't cut them off? What if I have just decided to talk a little bit or discuss it with them? Maybe it could have worked, or maybe this and maybe that. But the fact that you have addressed the issue before cutting them off will help keep you in keeping that door shut, so that you can cut them off and not let them back in. And trust me, you don't want to let people back in that don't belong in your life. Because every time you let a person back in, it becomes harder and harder to let them go. And what happened is that you end up having a person in your life that could have been gone long ago. So long ago. If only you have addressed the issue and let them go, but instead you left room, you left a door open for them to creep back in. And so address the issue. Because as I said, one of two things will either happen, come out of that. You'll find that you can resolve the issue, or you'll find that truly they don't belong there, and you get rid of every doubt that may come back in your mind. Number 2, acknowledge that they are not best for you. Yes, you have to come to that place where you can acknowledge that, you know what, this person is not best for me because of, and you list those reasons why they're not good for you. All right? Because you know, when our spirit speaks to us. Our spirit speaks to us. We know. We'll say, like, I just felt it, like my instinct, whatever you call it. But it speaks to us. And you know, when a person is not good for you, you know the vibe that they bring, you know the way that they make you feel. You know what type of toxicity they bring into your life. And so you have to acknowledge that. Don't get yourself dwelling on those little times. Oh, and I had so much fun this time. Oh, and I enjoyed doing this with them. Don't go diving into the pool of happy memories, because trust me, that's a trap that you're setting yourself up for. If you have already acknowledged, you know what, that they're not best for you, then you have to stick to your script and you have to follow through. And you have to remind yourself, you know what, this person is not best for me. I know that this person is not best for me. So just accept the truth, right? Accept the fact and then allow yourself to move on. And number 3 is very much related and connected to number 2. You have to remove the reminders. So sometimes that means you have to delete the messages from your phone, and it might be 1,000,001 messages. Sometimes you have to remove their pictures from your gallery. You have to unfollow them on social media. The truth is, you really know what you would need to do, right? You need to know what you can handle, because yes, there will come a time when you can see the person and talk to them, and you won't be tempted to bring them back into your life. But especially initially, you have to get rid of those reminders so that you don't struggle with seeing them and then wanting to take them back in, because then the struggle becomes harder for you. So you have to be honest with yourself about what you can handle. Remove the reminders of the person. Don't set yourself up for failure and for wanting to let them back in. And trust me, it's normal. It has happened to so many of us. You know, we try to get over someone, but then we keep them in our messages, and then before you know it, they're saying hi, and then we're saying hi, and then you're right back in that cycle, whatever it is. So take those intentional steps to cut them off, to let go of them, and don't set yourself up for failure on this journey. All right. Number 4, very important. Focus on you. Focus on being productive. A lot of time, what happens when we cut people off is we become so consumed with the thoughts of the person. All right. And that is why number 3 is important, because if you remove the reminders, then it makes it easier for you to focus on you and not being focused on them. So you're able to focus on you. You're able to focus on being productive. And when I said focus on you, I don't want it to be that you become productive by just distracting yourself. But be productive with doing things that will help you to grow, that will help you to heal, that will help you to become better as an individual. Because as you grow and as you heal, your evolution as a person will certainly help you to grow in your understanding of why you should not let that person back in. And so grow, focus on yourself, heal, so that you don't end up cutting off one bad person and then letting in another bad person, because that's another thing too. A lot of times we we let go of someone, but then we pick back someone who just takes us right back into that cycle. So I want to encourage you to give yourself some time to focus on you, focus on what you want. Be intentional about saying, this is what I want from a relationship. All right. And so that you don't go back in with another toxic person or with another person that does not belong in your life. And number 5, talk to God. Trust me, this is absolutely important. All right. In helping you to make your cut-off game strong. You have to have that relationship with God. You have to have that reliance on God, because trust me, He will be your source of strength. He will be your source of comfort in this trying season, in this time. He will be your healer. He is the ultimate healer. And so I want to encourage you to talk to God. Tap into your relationship. You know that I can't end without telling you to seek God, to trust God. Trust me. He will always lead you in the right direction. He will always lead you on the right path. And I just want you to allow God to speak to your spirit and to give you the right directions. And trust me, it's so important to cut people off, because harboring some relationships can block your blessings. It can literally derail your path, and it can delay the process of you receiving what you're supposed to receive. More than that, having the wrong person in your life can completely destroy the plans and the purpose that God has for you. So trust me, you want to make sure that you're cutting people off that don't belong in your life. More than that, you want to make sure that you're making the right decision, and so you have to seek God and trust God. I know that none of us are perfect. I know that, trust me, I have had wrong persons in my life many times in many different ways. But the point is not to beat up on yourself. It's simply about making that conscious and intentional decision to honor yourself and to do the right thing for yourself and cut those people off who need to be gone. And if you look at these 5 steps, it really comes back to you. You have to make these decisions. You have to take these steps, and you have to follow through. So you have to do this for you. And trust me, your life will be blessed when you remove the people that don't belong in it. I want to thank you all so much for listening to this video. I just want to remind you that our vision is to see you, yes, you, living and loving wholeheartedly, purposefully, while receiving true and purposeful love. And remember, love is real and love is sweet. I love you guys. Have a good one.